Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Well, when our next guest last joined us on Business Matters, she had just finished in third place on the 2019 series of The Apprentice. Now, Pamela Laird's business, Moxi Loves, continues to go from strength to strength, and she's also an ambassador for Visa's She's Next grant programme. Pamela, when you last joined us on Business Matters, your successful stint on The Apprentice had just come to an end. But how has business been since then?
Gosh, that's right. It's a long time ago now, isn't it? Oh, listen, it's been great. I mean, I took a little pivot. I ended up doing an MBA in Smurfit and UCD, which has been fantastic. I never thought I'd go back to college, but honestly, it's something definitely that I faced a bit of impostor syndrome over the years as an entrepreneur. And I think, it was something I really wanted to do for myself. But business is great. We're exporting into Australia, mostly into the UK now, especially off the back of The Apprentice, which has been such a fantastic opportunity for me and the business.
So what have been the key factors for you in helping you to develop the Moxi Loves brand?
So many things. I've had huge support in Ireland with Enterprise Ireland. Local enterprise office have always been fantastic for me. I think obviously getting that promotional, platform, BBC, primetime TV slot once a week on The Apprentice has, it's hard to even measure what that opportunity gave. Now, obviously, COVID hit a few months after that aired, so that was a little blip that we didn't anticipate. However, it's just been an amazing platform, especially as a consumer brand, to be able to use that leverage, I guess.
And what are your future growth plans for Moxi Loves?
There's so much, and I think having done the MBA, it's given me a great perspective. I've partnered with a UK wholesaler now, and we're definitely more focused on the markets that are easier for us to grow. So the UK, Australia. I think obviously Ireland's my home market. I'll always want to have a place here, but definitely looking at where the bigger growth opportunities are, and that is at the minute in the UK. So that definitely has the focus for this year.
And Pamela, you said earlier in the interview that you felt like an imposter without a degree to your name. Why was this the case?
It's funny. I think I'm probably not the only person that feels that way. I think I never had a degree and I never felt like it held me back. But I did use an untraditional method of fundraising. I did Dragon's Den, I did The Apprentice, and I was quite comfortable selling myself. But after The Apprentice, Dragon's Den was over and I had to traditionally fundraise in a boardroom and whatnot, I felt like, oh God, no one is taking me seriously. I don't have a degree. Why am I here? Should I be here? And I think I just set myself my own target of, well, look, if I can get a master's under my belt, having never had a degree, then people will sit up and listen when I go into a room. So I think I just wanted people to take me seriously, and also for myself, for that inner confidence that I was able to do it.
Pamela, you are an ambassador for Visa's She's Next grant programme. So what's it all about?
That's right. I'm thrilled. So this is the third year in a row that I'm ambassador, and it couldn't be more aligned for me, honestly. So it's a fantastic grant program that awards 5 businesses in Ireland €10,000 and a year's worth of coaching. So 5 businesses will win one of these prizes, and I just think it's absolutely incredible. Women just don't get enough support, especially female founders. They're already at a disadvantage, and I think this is incredible. In €10,000 aside, which will be super helpful to any early stage or late stage business, but it's a year's worth of mentoring for me that I think is invaluable.
And why do you say that women are at a disadvantage?
Well, I think you look at the percentage of female founders coming through, and while, we are growing, we're still at the minority. 98% of men said they were more confident compared to that of 87% of women. And I think it's just trying to kind of help level the playing field by having a female-only focus on a grant program like this.
And what are the challenges when it comes to women securing funding to grow their own businesses?
I think there are several. I think confidence is one. And also the fact that a lot of investors are male and a lot of founders are male, it can be difficult. It's an ecosystem geared up towards male-founded companies generally, and a lot of times female-founded companies may not be at the same potential level. They might be more local businesses, and sometimes those grant programs just aren't available. Whereas what I think is fantastic with the Visa She's Next is that there's 5 different categories. You've got micro business, early stage, general small business, change makers, and now a new one, which is innovation and technology. So there's something for every business. You don't have to be a macro exporter. That doesn't have to be the type of business you have. This is there for every type of business.
In addition to the €10,000 grant on offer, the winners will also be provided with access to coaching. How valuable can this advice and guidance be for developing a business?
I think it's everything, genuinely. It's one of those things, a lot of people, it's a lonely journey being an entrepreneur, and to be a female founder, you often don't share the ups and downs or the downs as much as you should. And having a person, a mentor, a coach that you can go to is really, you can't even measure how much that's going to help you throughout the year. And these are really skilled mentors and coaches. These are assigned by the I Fund Women Network. So these are people that are going to help you navigate your business for the year, help you unlock opportunities, and maybe put the €10,000 to even better use, depending on what your plans are.
If any of our listeners are interested in submitting an application, what steps do they need to follow, and what are the timelines involved?
So the timelines, it will close on the 21st of July, so a few more days left, so get your application in. I've actually had a complete look at this application form, and it's super simple. It's really not going into in-depth financials, so don't let that put you off. Definitely, if you aren't in, you can't win. So you can log on to ifundwomen.com/Visa Ireland. Take a look at the application form. I like to personally copy and paste all the questions into a Word document on my laptop and chip away at it myself, just to make sure that you're getting all the things you want covered in the document. Sometimes those online forums, you're like, did I say this? What did I say? So that's a great way to sort of really look at it. Again, a bird's eye view of what you've written down. So definitely apply. If you're someone who's thinking of it, just do it. Just get your application in.
So once the application is submitted, what happens next?
Mm-hmm. So there's a panel of judges. I'm one of them. I'm thrilled to be judging the early stage business category. So there's a couple of judges who will judge each category and look at the criteria, look at the businesses, look at the opportunities, and those founders as well. Like that to me is just important, to make sure that the founder comes through in the application form. I want to know all about you, your challenges, your journey, where you want to go in the future. So I think definitely sell the dream in the application form, put everything you want to do in there so we can get a great picture of what you're all about.
From previous year's applications, what sectors have been most represented?
I think it's interesting because this year there are two brand new categories. So I think this is my first year as a judge now, but I've seen some of the previous winners. And I think that the change makers and innovation and technology are the two new categories. So there must have been a huge demand in terms of applications where people maybe didn't fit the previous categories. But if you look at it over the last 2 years, the winners, Refunk, Upcycling, the Habit Store, so really great local businesses as well. I mean, the Habit Store is a refill store that does sustainable grocery shopping practices in County Mayo. So I think that that's a fantastic one for maybe the innovation or the new ideas. So definitely I think that there's going to be a huge amount of applications in the innovation and technology and change makers this year.
Pamela, finally, of course, the beauty sector is a super trend globally. So for any of our listeners that are interested in setting up a new business in the beauty space, what advice have you got for them?
You know what? Just go and do it. I think it's one of those things where people harness or harbour an idea and they think, I should do this. Will I do it? When? Get started. I think get your samples, get opening something, get something tangible that you can show people. Feedback is so important. I think initially I've actually hear from a lot of entrepreneurs. They reach out to me and say, what should I do? I have this idea. And I think speak to people, reach out to people on LinkedIn. I'm open on LinkedIn. If anybody's out there and has an idea and they want to bounce it off somebody confidentially, of course, I'm absolutely there for that. I think you have to open your ideas up to not criticism, but some feedback before you take that next step. Get as much feedback as you can, but definitely just get started. You have to start somewhere. And there's no right place to start, but I think definitely a little bit of feedback can be super helpful. And try and find a mentor. I mean, enter this competition if you have a business, but if you don't, in the meantime, try and find someone you can reach out to get support or get help on next stages or where to start. But I think starting, and I'm sure a lot of business owners, it won't just be me in the beauty industry, just get started, do something.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Pamela Laird from Moxi Loves, and I would certainly encourage the female founders of the Southeast to apply for the She's Next grant programme before next week's deadline.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.